Hey everyone, today in the Plastic Canvas I'm going to show you how I paint leather clothing. Hey everyone, Matt here from the Plastic Canvas and welcome to today's painting video. And like I said in the intro, today I'm going to show you how I paint leather clothing, and for that I'm going to use the Witch from Oathsworn. Now, leather is definitely my favourite material to paint, and I think the main reason for that is because there's no real right or wrong way to do it. Leather naturally changes over time as it ages and becomes exposed to the weather, so its colours can start to shift to reds and yellows and even greens. And if the person wearing the leather is an adventurer like the Witch is, it's going to get scratched and scuffed, so you have a lot of freedom with the way you paint it. So that's a big part of why I enjoy painting it so much. But in this video, we're not doing anything too out of the ordinary, just a good old set of leather pants. So as you can see, I've base coated with a mix of ruddy leather and black. This is so that we have a really dark base coat to start with, which means we'll be able to get lots of contrast between the shadows and the parts that look more faded and scuffed. And now for the first layer of the highlighting, I've gone to straight ruddy leather. I'm using this to cover most of the base coat, but I'm being careful to not cover the areas that would be the least faded or just the most in shadow. So this is going on each crease of her pants, as well as the upper facing parts of each section of her legs. What you'll also see that I'm doing is that I'm painting in lots of short, sharp strokes rather than smoothly covering each area. I'm doing that to give the impression of texture, and so that it looks like the leather is scratched and scuffed. So now we're starting the second layer of the highlighting, and I'm still using mostly ruddy leather, but I've got a bit of leather brown mixed in to lighten it off. By painting with gradually lighter and lighter layers, it will start to make the leather look more faded in certain areas. This layer is being painted in the exact same way as the last one. I'm starting where I want the leather to look its most faded, except I'm reducing the amount of area that I'm covering by not going as close to the shadows. This will allow each layer to still show through. We're now starting the next layer of the highlighting, and again this is both ruddy leather and leather brown, but this layer has a lot more leather brown mixed in. Again, I'm starting in the same spots as the last few layers, but I'll be stopping even further short of the shadows. It's really important that all of the different tones that we're using are able to still show through. And I'm still painting with those short, sharp strokes that I mentioned earlier to make sure that I'm still creating the look of texture. And now we're on to the final layer, and this is straight leather brown. This final layer is really just being concentrated on the edges of the creases and the most upper facing area of each part of her legs. Wherever this layer goes is the part of her clothing that will look the most faded. And this is why we started with such a dark base coat, because the contrast that we get from the difference between that first layer and this final one is what helps to show the fading and scuffing that's happened to the leather. So here I've now finished working on her pants and a few other details, and I've moved on to her sleeves. These are being painted in the exact same way as her pants, so everything that I explained earlier is being applied here. So just as I do the last couple of layers to her sleeves, that's how I paint leather clothing. Like I said back at the start, I think a big part of why I love painting leather is because you don't need to be too precise with it. There's a lot of freedom in how you paint it and the particular type of look you're going for. Thank you for taking the time to check out another one of my videos, and as always, I really hope you found something in this video that you can take away and use in your own painting. But that'll do us for today, so until next time, this is Matt from the Plastic Canvas, signing out. Happy painting, everyone. Cheers.